As we enter our time of meditation, I invite you to notice that your soul is welcome here, and so is your body, and so notice your body. Shift, scooch if you need to let your body settle into stillness. Any places where you might be holding tension, just invite them to soften as you cultivate awareness of your physical presence. And feel yourself supported wherever you are sitting, sensing the back of your body, all of the places where your body is touching, sensing spaciousness in the front of your body, and bringing awareness to your breath in and out in your own natural rhythm. If it's comfortable to close your eyes, you may do so, or simply let your gaze soften, looking with a soft gaze in front of you. As we enter a few moments of quiet, I'll offer a few phrases. If they resonate, let your heart-mind repeat them silently, or let the sound of my voice and the sound of Pete's beautiful piano float over you, leading you ever more inward. Welcoming gratitude, welcoming your breath, welcoming this now. I breathe in, grateful for this breath. I breathe out, grateful for this breath. I breathe in, grateful for this moment, just as it is. I breathe out, grateful for this moment, just as it is. Breathing in, I give thanks. Breathing out, I give thanks. Breathing in, I wave the flag of peace. Breathing out, I welcome all. breathing in gratitude. I say yes to where God calls. Breathing out gratitude, I offer blessing to the world. And now taking a deeper breath or two. Letting that exhale soften you to receive. Come back gently and fully into this room, into the space that you're in, into this moment, just as it is. As I prepared myself, I'm listening to myself very loudly all of a sudden. Let me shift this back. As I prepared for this morning, I let my heart and mind kind of look back over the last few months that have been very busy, full of the life of this community. Busy with construction, busy with celebrations, busy with hospitality, busy with recognizing that the end of our lives are a gift to consider, which we have done as a community in our workshops, which we have done as a community celebrating the lives of our beautiful Isabel and Kathleen in the last couple of weeks. And over again, when I consider what I am grateful for, I think about the easy things, those grandbabies that I mention a lot. We have matching pajamas for Thursday night. I'm very excited about this. Super easy to feel grateful for that. I'm grateful for the fact that my parents who are in their 80s are still with me. And I'm grateful for all of those moments, some of which are represented by people in my life here this morning that brought me to this moment of saying yes to this part of my call. To be able to hold the space yesterday for a woman that I knew in the last couple of years of her life briefly as sweet old Isabel. I got to see that gentle part of her life that was the quieter part of her life. To hold the space for her family, for two communities, sisterhoods of which she was a part, an active part. To get a glimpse of what her career was and how she had an effect on so many lives. Lives that she would not, unless you knew her in those circles, she certainly didn't brag. She just quietly lived her life saying yes. How can I mentor? How can I be of service? How can I show up? Out in the hallway when we were kind of reorganizing to make space for that celebration, moving the bulletin board so that you would see the aliveness of those families that we're adopting this year, I came across a card from Isabel. That was one of her ministries, which is what I learned yesterday. So if you have ever received a gift of a card from her, you may have noticed that handwriting getting shakier as years went on. But we have one out in our front foyer here. Gift of the reminder of her presence. Living fully means something different for each of us. How we welcome those moments into our life that we think we cannot get through. Those moments that lay us low. We don't always see the treasure that has opened in us from that moment until we turn around and look at the path. We know that. I know that. I just forget it over and over again. And that is one of the reasons I am so deeply grateful for this mutual reminding that we give each other in community. Some of what we do here is simply joyful. Gary, I'm grateful that you've stepped in to host that Thanksgiving dinner. It is a thing for folks who don't have family around that they have come to really treasure over the years. Stepping in to provide the organization for that is a delight. Karaoke, a delight. We have so many people with so many good ideas. I'm happy to say yes to all of them as long as you have one partner to help you plan it and organize that's not me. I will show up for as much of it as I can because it does feed me as well. But there is so much mutual feeding that happens here. So over these last couple of months, as I've been reminding us of that, I've asked us some tough questions. What difference did it make a few weeks ago when I asked, when we had our celebration about our grand reopening and dedication and gratitude, what difference does it make that we invested money in a building when there are families to adopt, when there are children dying around the world in war-torn countries, in situations that break our hearts open? Why did we spend the money on this? I think what we do here matters. We have said yes to being a beacon of light and welcome in our community. And some of that is through joy-filled activities. Some of that is quiet behind the scenes, meeting one-on-one with each other, reaching out when somebody's in need. There are so many people like Isabel who just quietly go about giving back. And I know for me, when I feel depleted, one of the practices that brings me back to knowing the ground of my being is God and goodness is the practice of gratitude. It's a practice for a reason. We don't stay in that hallmark version of what life is. Yeah, it's fun to land there for an hour and a half of syrupy sap. But real life requires us to stay grounded, to find those small moments that bring us joy, that help us be quiet enough to listen to God within, and gratitude, finding those small joys, as well as the big obvious ones, like toddlers running around. So I'm going to pause my words for a minute and ask you to think about one small area of your life, a person, a four-legged being, a favorite food, a favorite smell of autumn, some small glimpse that brings you to a grateful heart. When we cultivate that ability to look, that ability to be present to the world of abundance that is ours, that helps us live and act and pray from the ground of our being. The song that our Unity group shared at Isabel's memorial yesterday was Let My Life Be Prayer. It is one we sing often here. Isabel was a model of that, but you are models of that. We say yes to cultivating our awareness of the principles that our members, our new members, our longtime members, people are like, well, I loved the class and I loved meeting people, but I'm not sure yet I want to sign on the dotted line. We explored those principles together in a beautiful 6-week book study this fall. We say we believe that God is the ground of our being. We say we are co-creators with the divine. However we picture that unnameable, omni-nameable presence, we are co-creators. We are made of that goodness. And so all beings that we embrace, all beings, are made of that same goodness, that same mystery. But we come together to practice what it means to live it. And on a day when I can't muster the courage and the strength and the zeal to live it with joy, here you are helping me. And the same, I hope. That is the gift of a beloved community. We don't make all the hard things go away. You might still be lonely. You might still be raging at the world. You might be grieving your own losses as well as those sorrows of the world. We don't make them go away. We just help each other carry them with grace, with gratitude, with presence. And so with great joy, I witnessed conversations over those 6 weeks, people asking each other questions, sharing stories. And we have 14 people who have said, yes, I want to walk in this way now. And we have a number of people who felt that recharging of their batteries, who've been here for a long time. And it may not be yours to say, yep, sign me up, I'll vote. That's okay. You are still so welcome here. And your presence matters so much. I am so grateful. We are so grateful. And we are so blessed.